Hi, my name is Rich Howard, and thanks for that question on how to go about pivoting that round portal window. And I'm sure there's a lot of different ways to skin this cat. The problem is I don't have a piece of hardware that I can refer to and pull off the shelf and say, yep, that's the one that you need for doing this. So really where my mind is gone is just trying to figure out if I was going to hang this, how I would go about hanging it. If it was me, I would probably look to have a very easy way to go about not only getting the door in, but also being able to service it or replace it later. And some concept of a pin would be where I'd like to start, at least at the header. The problem is you need to be able to get the window in the opening. So the problem with any sort of a pin situation is that window, at least in your picture, it's not small. It's going to have some weight to it. The picture makes it look like it could be every bit of 4-foot diameter, something like that. So while I'm sure it's not going to be excessively heavy, glass is indeed actually quite heavy. So there's a link below this video to a top pivot. Now the problem is all of the hardware is linear. It's straight. They're straight lines. You have nothing that's straight in your window. But if you have the ability to possibly modify the hardware somehow, you might be able to make this work, or at least take these concepts and apply them to what you're doing. A pin up at the top would be nice, but then there's a link to another video for a pivot hardware that is used on aluminum doors. Now the top pivot of that pivot hardware features a rectangular plate with a spring flap, and it's a female receiver for the stud, the bearing stud, to slide in and snap in and hold in. Okay. Now I like that idea a lot because here's the concept. You could take the top header portion, modify it by cutting it and mortising that into the face of the frame at the top and at the bottom, install the roller bearings at the top and bottom of the window, then take the entire window and just push it into place and snap it in. You're going to have that chase where, at the top and bottom, the routed groove where the unit has to be slid in. And you might want to come up with some sort of way to disguise that, or maybe you don't. Knowing the weight would be crucial because that top pivot is really not intended to carry the weight like that at all. But you're not going to be able to get the window in and then set it down in order to tip it into something. Or maybe you can. You might be able to get, the bomber top pivot pinned in and then kick the bottom window in and snap it over that cover if you took that top pivot and turned it upside down. These are just concepts. I took a cursory view of some manufacturers that are somewhat out of the orbit of what I normally deal with, and I wasn't really seeing anything that I liked a lot. What you might be able to do is just come up with a thrust pin that has some sort of bearing packet on it, very small, that you're just going to drill into the door. Okay, have a very small flange that can make the window seat on it, and you might even be able to put a curve on it if you had some metalworking ability to do that. And then somehow just get that rested onto the sill, is the idea. Sorry I didn't have a part number I can just take off the shelf and give to you, but that window, I would guess someone engineered a solution for that. Or maybe it's, European in nature, hardware lines that I'm generally not exposed to. If you come up with a better answer on how you skin this cat, please let us know. I'm going to post it back here so that other people can see your answer. Thank you very much.